Well, I know it's a placement season to all the final year students and third year students. I know how hard you're waiting for that one mail which says congratulations, you're selected. Yeah, because I went through the same phase 1 year ago. So I'm here to help you with my placement journey to share how I got into HCL to answer your questions like how many rounds were there, what all questions they asked, and how was the interview process to answer these all questions. You need to watch till the end. And also last, I'm going to give you one pro tip, that is what all sources I used when I was studying for my placements, which will help you. Yeah, without wasting much of the time, let's get into the video. And welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube channel, which is Viju's Word. And I'm sorry if I make any mistakes. Please adjust it now. This is my first video, and also I'm also learning. Yeah, without wasting much of the time, let's get into the video. Well, I'm going to answer some of the questions where the first question was what was the eligibility criteria and what role they offered, and second, what rounds they had, how we applied, what were the interview questions, and all. Okay, so let's start. Well, when it comes to the first question, what was the eligibility criteria and the role? The eligibility criteria was to get more than 60% and above in your 12th standard and 10th standard, and also uh, they offered gap year students where they have dropped in their PUCs, so those students were also allowed. And also the role they offered was graduate engineer training. And yeah, the second question was how we applied. As it was a campus drive, we applied through our college, where they sent one mail to fill all the details, like personal details, and also to upload all the documents. Oh my god, it was very long process. I swear it took almost around half an hour, and I got like I was thinking, why is it necessary to fill all those details in the first round itself? Even we didn't enter the first round, but yeah, after that I got to know it was worth it. I'll tell you at the last. Yeah, so you need to fill all your documents. Please fill it very carefully and please fill it with the honesty, because they are going to cross verify. And to those students who didn't mess it up, they are going to send one mail, which is the second round. Now let's get into the third question. Okay, third question, which says what was the first round. Yeah, don't get confused, I'm going to explain like what was the first round. The first round was MCQ type exam, where they had 90 questions to be solved in 3 hours. Yeah, and also the 90 questions were divided in such a way that the first part was aptitude, the second part was verbal English communication, and third part was coding. And in first part, again the aptitude was divided into logical, arithmetic, and verbal, normal basic verbal, like basic grammar basic grammar questions, how you used to study in your PUC or in your like school days, like those type of questions were there. And also paragraph questions, that paragraph will be there and the five sub questions will be there to answer those type of questions. Since it was a MCQ, you need to be very careful while picking the answer. And going to tell you that there were no negative marking. It was what all you tick. If it gets correct, you'll get the marks. Next one was the coding. As you think, coding was not that difficult, because I think this was something different. Like they have given one code, but in one logic, there will be like one line will be missing. You need to fill that line. Only that part will be your job if you get it correct. Very good. So this was how the coding section it was. Well, there were two coding questions, as I said, and also as I remember, like one question was printing the number in a reverse way. You no need to write whole complete logic. There will be one line which is unfilled. You need to fill that line. That's it. And also another one question was this some string will be there like A B B C A B. So you need to print how many letters were there A, how many B letters were there, like that. So as I said, no need to write complete logic, only the blank one. And also I asked some of my friends where it was not same. They only had the like 90 questions which was completely of MCQ type. There were no coding questions. Yeah. So in this round, like almost, if for example, 800 students applied, and only half of the students like got into the second round, means like 400 students got into the second round. So half of them went in the first round. Well, after getting selected in the first round, that is exam, the second one was the GD. Yeah, GD has, you think, group discussion. I will tell you what happened in a group discussion. Okay, so they made a group of like 10 people in one panel, and also it was through online, like some Zoom meeting, Teams call will be there, no, in there. So there, what happened? 10 people they called, and one person used to take the group discussion. So what we thought, they will give some topic, so we need to talk about it. That's the group discussion. But remember, it should not turn into a debate. But the when the interviewer came, it was completely different. He started asking each people, introduce yourself, how was your last day went, what all you did in last week, which is your favorite movie. So these types of questions he started asking. And I was thinking what's going on. Then I got to know that he's checking our communication skill, the way confidently a person talks. So he was picking a name according to the list, and he was talking with them. And I will tell you, some people says reading books is their hobby. So don't do this mistake. I still remember he asked one person, what are your hobbies? And he said reading books. And the next question was, okay, what all books you have read? So he said, he was like, I don't remember it so from so many days. And he asked, just tell me one book you have read. And that person kept quiet. So you can understand, if you say it honestly, say honestly. If you read books, say honestly that you read books, and it will help you. If he asks the further question, you will be able to tell the answer. So don't tell to impress them. Don't tell all the, you understood. So, and when it comes to my turn, the universe said, cut the network. Yeah, they were calling my name and my network went. So what happened? I came out of the meeting. I was crying. I was in my home. I remember my father was sitting beside me. I was crying, and he was telling, "No, don't worry. Everything will be all right." And then I just joined the meeting again. By the time everyone left the meeting, and that sir was the only person who was waiting for me, and he's like, okay, are you good now? He asked. I said, I'm extremely sorry, sir. The network is like on and off. I'm so sorry. And he said, no problem. It's okay. Can we start? He said, and he asked me what all you did in your past 1 week, and also he asked where are you from, and some basic questions which he got to know, like my communication skills and the way I confidently turned after getting nervous. Yeah, this all he checked. And for me, in my heart, I was like, no, I'm not going to get selected, because I wasted his time like again, and this won't be a good impression. But yeah, from God's grace, touchwood, I got selected to the first technical round. In also the GD, if 10 members were there, they selected 2 to 3 members maximum. So they moved into the next step, which was technical round. Yeah, in technical round, it was one-and-one session where they were having a Teams meet call, where They asked questions and we need to answer them. So every time where you enter one-on-one session, the first question will be tell about yourself. So be prepared for this. Don't be like I will say whatever it comes on my mind at that time. No, just prepare for that because it is a like important questions and it will be asked everywhere. So yeah, and some basic computer network questions and also the operating system OS, those questions. In this round, he took like 15 minutes like that, and the interview was done. And also, he at last he asked me, "Why did you choose your college?" So I gave the answer, which I don't want to tell here. And so I prepared for that question, and I knew that this will be the first question. And when I joined the technical interview, they took it was only for 10 minutes. Okay, so they started and they asked, tell me about yourself. I introduced myself to them, and also the next question were the very basic questions. The questions were from Java, C, and also SQL, because these were the skills I mentioned in my resume. They were keeping my resume aside, and also I was aside. So they were seeing what all I had in my resume, and based on that only they were asking questions. So I like they asked about my project, what projects I did in my final year, where I mentioned in my resume. And also they asked questions about Java, like what is the difference between Java and C, what is the difference between and C and Python. I said I'm not that much familiar with a Python because I only know C and Java. So they started asking me questions on those, like to print what this command we will use in C and Java, some basic questions. Okay, and also I mentioned DBMS and SQL in my resume as skills. So they started asking what is DBMS, what is and also questions from operating system, deadlock, and some basic questions from computer network, and also this one, inner join and outer join, what is the difference between them, how to use them. And he also gave one this one type of scenario where we have two tables and how we can join that, tell me a command for that, like those type of questions he asked. And I was able to answer all of the questions. So I was happy and I knew that I am going to be in the next round, as I got selected into the second technical round. So these all communications were through the emails only, and also the emails were not coming immediately. It used to take time of a 1 week, 15 days also. So don't get panic if you don't get an email. Just keep checking on it. And then the second round was the again the technical interview. There were two technical interviews, as I said. So the second technical round also the technical interview. So in the second technical interview, the person was different. The first person who taken first technical interview was not that person. So in the second technical interview, what happened? He asked the same question. Tell me about yourself. As I was saying, he was going through my resume, and he started asking me about the project related questions. How did you do this project? Why do you think this project is necessary? So be clear about your project, and ask as many as questions to yourself before the interview so that you can be prepared. Okay, then what happened? This one project related questions he asked. Then he started asking the same question, like difference between C and Java, and what okay, these basic questions he asked. Yeah, that's it. Then what happened? Like after completing the second interview, we waited for like 15 days to get a mail for HR. The fourth round is HR round. If you come till this point, congratulations, you have cracked 90% of it. Now 10 more percent to go. Yeah, in HR round, I I'll give you one pro tip, which is, guys, study about the company. Please study about the company, like when it was established, who is the CEO, who is the founder, what is the full form of the company, and these all questions you need to be prepared before applying for the company only. So don't miss it, it is very important. Some guys will think it is a waste and leave it, but in HR interview they will pakka ask you these questions, or in group discussion. So in like I will say my experience. Okay, in HR interview, one lady person came to interview me. So she asked me, tell me about yourself, again the same question. And I said that all. And what happened next, she asked me to show my documents through laptop only. I showed all other card, 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, and she asked me to put like upload those documents through one mail. I said okay. Next what happened, she asked me about the location and shift I'm willing to. I said whatever shift you offer and whatever location you prefer. So guys, just use your mind. Don't say I want this location only, I want morning shift only. No, no, you're still entering the industry, baby. So don't just rush into it. Just say like as your wish. So they will say you like you need to work in night shift also, are you able to work in a night shift also. They will ask you these type of questions. Don't say no, say yes. Whatever it may be, say yes. Because first enter into the industry, then you will do whatever you want. But getting the first step into the industry is very difficult, so don't miss it. Just say yes. Like that only she asked me, I said yes to the night shift also, and yes to the place like location they offer. After some time she said surprisingly, you're going to be selected in a location of my own place. As I live in Karnataka, they offered me the Bangalore location, which I was also praying for. And also they said about the shift and all. Once you will get into the project, they will let you know. She said. I said okay, and I was very thankful and grateful for the location she offered. And that's it. The HR round was completed within 5 to 6 minutes. Yeah, that's it. I got selected into the HCL. This is all about my placement journey. And guys, I said you, I'll give you one pro tip. Yeah, the pro tip is what all resources I used and what all videos I saw while I was preparing for my placement. Well, I will suggest you guys one person, which is श्रद्धा दीदी, जो उनका चैनल है अपना कॉलेज. So I got like guys, please go watch her series which is there in YouTube, which is for free. There is also a paid version, which she will which she will take all the aptitude, logical, arithmetic, verbal, everything about the placement package. So if you have money, go invest in it and invest in yourself and learn. If you don't have money, see the YouTube free videos which are available in her college, Apna College, in her channel Apna College. Okay, I watched all her placement series which she took at that time, which was very helpful. And also some of the tricks and like formulas for aptitude, that also they will teach. They have all sets of this one videos. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching my channel. And if you guys want the next video on communication, please comment in the below, and I will do my next video on that. And see you guys. Bye, take care. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel.